Now, this step is all about removing the extensions. This is step number 2 of phase 2. We're gonna go to host extensions, and first I'm gonna focus on removing the extensions that I had a problem with. So the first one will be content staging. We got an error when we try to delete that one, so I'm gonna start right here with this one. So I'm gonna click on delete files, uninstall package, yes, and we have a problem here. Leave it as is, click return. Now if you check, it will still be here, content staging. However, as we're not able to delete it manually, we're gonna run a script, a SQL script, to delete it directly from the database. So you're gonna go to SQL. We can do this right here, or we could use SQL Management Studio. I'm just gonna paste it there, and we got our deleting package where name is equals to, and this is the name of the content staging module. Okay, so we got it done. Now, because we're changing this directly on the database, we need to kick the website and clear cache to make sure that we'll no longer see content staging here in the list of extensions. Let's refresh this page. Let's try to find, and it's no longer here. So that's the first one that gave me a hard time. The second one was a library. So let's scroll all the way down. It's still an extension, but it's called library, the section, the type of extension. So you're gonna go to libraries, and it was the Digital Asset Management Pro. It gave me a hard time, so I'm gonna give it a try on it as well here. So it gave me an error. I'm going to return. So even though it gave an error, but it did remove, so it's no longer here on the list, so we let it go. The other one that I had a hard time was the Evoq content library. So let's scroll all the way down. Actually, let's collapse this, and this will be quicker. So it's Evoq content library. This one gave a hard time because there's no delete here, there's no remove, and Evoq library don't have a remove either, even though we have done our updates, but they don't show up here. So what I'm gonna do on those two cases, I'm gonna delete them directly on the database using two delete statements. The first one, the content library, and the second one, the library. I'm gonna run this, all done. Again, as we did this directly on the database, we should clear cache, and they should no longer show up once we refresh this page. See, it's not there anymore. They are no longer around here. Actually, I think the second one didn't run properly. There was a little mistake in my query. The field name was wrong, so that's the reason why it didn't delete, and I just fixed that. And again, all the scripts will be available to download. And then once I go back, refresh, it should be gone, which it is. So those were the ones that gave me a hard time. Now I'm just gonna go top to bottom, removing everything that I have listed down, and I'm gonna share the entire list with you visually and also for downloads. So here is the entire list. If you don't want to see me deleting one by one, you can just take this list and use this as a reference point. I have listed all modules that should be removed, that can be removed, all Evoq connectors as well, all libraries that can be safely removed, and all providers too. There's not much on each one of those, aside from the ones that we went through some errors, but I already addressed them. The other ones, you just delete, uninstall, delete, and go next, 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 and you get it all done. No mystery on the other ones. But for the sake of reference, I'll be doing one by one, and I will run this quickly so you don't have to get bored to death seeing me uninstalling extensions. And these were all the extensions that were good to be removed. And it took about 45 minutes for me to delete them all. The reason why it takes a while after each removal is because usually there is a DLL in the bin folder that gets removed with the removal of an extension. And whenever the bin folder gets touched, like a new DLL gets added or a DLL gets deleted, then there is an app recycle that happens and the site has to restart. So that's why it takes a while. But that's it. That's just a long and boring process, but needs to be done to get a clean converted DNN website. We had a few additional errors, as you could see, on mechanics and under .NET Nuke Professional Folder Providers, but just ignore them and let's keep moving forward. This is the end of step number 2 from phase 2. We still have some cleanup to do.